Picture two colleagues sharing coffee in a break room, their laughter masking an underlying tension that neither fully acknowledges. This scene plays out in workplaces worldwide, where the line between friendship and competition grows increasingly blurred. Recent research from the Journal of Organizational Behavior reveals a startling truth. 78% of employees report feeling caught in this delicate dance of cooperation and competition with their workplace friends. The modern workplace has evolved into a complex social ecosystem where relationships serve dual purposes. On one surface level, we see smiles, shared lunches, and collaborative projects, but beneath this facade, subtle psychological dynamics shape our professional interactions in ways we rarely recognize. These hidden forces, documented through extensive research in organizational psychology, demonstrate how our natural inclination to form workplace friendships often collides with our equally natural drive to succeed and advance. Consider the morning team meeting, where Sarah and Michael, once close workplace friends, now carefully measure their words. Their relationship began to shift when both were considered for the same promotion 6 months ago. The change wasn't dramatic. No heated arguments or obvious confrontations. Instead, it manifested in subtle ways: slightly delayed responses to emails, selective information sharing, and small instances of credit taking that gradually eroded their once solid foundation of trust. Social comparison theory, pioneered by psychologist Leon Festinger, helps us understand this phenomenon. We naturally evaluate our abilities and opinions by comparing ourselves to others, particularly those we consider similar to us. In the workplace, this leads to a fascinating paradox. We tend to form closest friendships with peers at our professional level, yet these same individuals become our primary points of comparison and, potentially, our greatest competitors. Research conducted across multiple Fortune 500 companies reveals that 65% of workplace friendships experience strain during periods of organizational change or advancement opportunities. The study tracked behavioral patterns over 2 years, documenting how subtle competitive behaviors emerged even among the closest workplace allies. These micro-behaviors, often unconscious, included withholding valuable information, downplaying colleagues' achievements in conversations with supervisors, and strategic timing of project contributions to maximize personal visibility. The impact of these dynamics extends beyond individual relationships. Organizational studies show that companies with high levels of internal competition experience 23% lower team productivity and a 34% increase in employee turnover compared to those fostering cooperative environments. Yet the pull toward competitive behavior remains strong, driven by short-term incentives and the immediate gratification of individual achievements. What makes this situation particularly complex is the role of cognitive dissonance. Employees often maintain the outward appearance of friendship while engaging in competitive behaviors, creating internal psychological tension. This dissonance manifests in increased workplace stress, reduced job satisfaction, and diminished authentic communication. According to recent surveys, 82% of professionals report experiencing guilt or anxiety about competing with workplace friends, yet 67% admit to engaging in competitive behaviors they later regret. The solution lies not in avoiding workplace friendships or competition altogether, but in understanding how to balance these opposing forces. Successful navigation of these dynamics requires awareness of our own behavioral patterns and their long-term implications. Research shows that teams who openly acknowledge and discuss competitive pressures while maintaining strong collaborative practices demonstrate 45% higher performance outcomes than those who either ignore the tension or succumb to purely competitive approaches. Consider the alternative approach demonstrated by another team, where Lisa and James faced a similar situation. Instead of letting competition erode their friendship, they established clear communication channels and created opportunities for mutual success. They shared resources, celebrated each other's achievements, and maintained transparency about their career goals. This approach not only preserved their friendship, but also led to better individual and team outcomes. The key to sustainable workplace relationships lies in shifting from a zero-sum mindset to an abundance mentality. Studies in organizational behavior demonstrate that employees who adopt collaborative strategies experience 40% higher career satisfaction and 35% more positive professional outcomes over 5-year periods compared to those who prioritize competition. This approach requires conscious effort to recognize and resist the allure of short-term competitive advantages in favor of building lasting professional relationships. Practical strategies for maintaining this balance include regular check-ins with workplace friends about professional boundaries, transparent communication about career goals, and deliberate creation of win-win opportunities. Research indicates that teams implementing these practices show a 50% reduction in workplace conflict and a 60% increase in reported job satisfaction. As we navigate the complex terrain of workplace relationships, understanding these psychological dynamics becomes increasingly crucial. The challenge lies not in choosing between friendship and professional success, but in recognizing how these elements can coexist and even enhance each other. By acknowledging the natural tension between cooperation and competition, we can work to create workplace environments that support both individual growth and strong interpersonal connections. The next time you find yourself in that break room, sharing a moment with a colleague, remember that the strength of professional relationships lies not in the absence of competitive feelings, but in how we choose to handle them. Through conscious awareness and intentional action, we can transform potential sources of conflict into opportunities for mutual growth and sustainable success.